Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is John with Tommy's Top Picks here to bring you, well, your weekly market update. And boy, is it a strange one. If last week was some heat, a little heat, a spark of heat, this week is ice cold. We are frozen out. I have my theories, but if you have any theories or inside knowledge as to why we're seeing such a frosty market right now, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. There's a lot of products that are way down this week. Quite a few more than were up last week, so it's not just revision to the mean across the board. It's pretty significant. It's heavily in the first edition case section. Yeah, it's this is pretty crazy out here. I have some opinions and I'll share them with you at the end. But yeah, leave a comment, leave your theories. Let's see what you guys think. I've gotten some really good comments in the past that have enlightened, I would say, the rest of us about what's happening in the market. So yeah, feel free to drop that in. I'd appreciate any thoughts there. In the meantime, if you like this content, hit the subscribe button, share it with a friend if you know someone else who's into markets and market opportunities and things like that. As always, none of this is financial advice, just entertainment from a dude on the internet that likes to sling cardboard, open packs, and play games. So let's jump in. There's a lot to cover. So we'll start with Unlimited. The first thing to note is Cruise down 4.6%, not quite enough to hit the heat map, but notable, and especially considering the rest of the market as a whole. So that's another one that I would count as close enough to blue to warrant note. It's down to $65 a box. This is Crew Unlimited single box. Tales of Aria down 5.17% to $58. That I don't really see as that big of a deal. We've had back and forth on this. It's Tales Unlimited, the box that doesn't exist sort of thing, and it's only down 5%. This feels more like normal market stuff, but it gets spicy quick. So Unlimited cases of Crew are down 13.6%. That's a significant enough move to warrant some attention, down to 250 from 280 range. It's been drifting for a while, a little bit lower, but 250 is a pretty deep drop, and in particular when you consider the rest of the market happening at the same time, it's probably related. Mon down 7.4%, also notable. Again, Unlimited case 175. That's a steal if you need those cards, so might be worth picking up. Maybe not if you're afraid of down markets. As I say, when there's blood in the streets, that's the time to get in. But that's not financial advice, and you have to consider the macroeconomic situation of shops in trouble, games, struggling. And when I say that, I mean Kickstarter games and such. Like the TCG space as a whole is consolidating. I don't believe Fab will be hit too hard from that. I just know that that's affecting card shops and that sort of thing. So we'll dig into that in a second. Tales of Aria Unlimited cases down 4.78%, almost enough to mark the heat map, down to 209. I don't know if that's a steal because, again, Tales of Aria doesn't exist in Unlimited. It does, I'm sure. It's just most people just get the first. There's no reason not to. WTR first edition box. This one is actually up, one of the bright spots. And it's kind of crazy how much the two bright spots are up in this market, because they're up significantly, not just small amounts. So anyways, up 14.79% to 3,500. That's great. It's a revision above the mean. I mean, the last time we saw a price even close to this was the beginning of September. So we're talking, weeks and weeks ago, and on a downward drift for the long run. So this little discount period seems to be over on first edition WTR boxes. I couldn't say what's causing this. My other explanation does not fit this data point, but that's not unusual for, some little piece of data to not match up with everything in the market. But this is back to kind of where they were healthy before, historically, long term, a long time ago. Anyways, moving on, the next one of note is WTR cases. So this is where it gets weird. They're down 82%. Now, we've talked about this in the past, how this data point means nothing because there's no sales. That is still true. I have not seen any sales at this level in the broader market, so not sure what drove this other than, someone's just fed up and getting out. I doubt it's a shop because they know they can get better prices elsewise. Maybe it's people prepping for Worlds, paying for their trip across the country or something. Things like that do make sense. I have actually seen that. In fact, one of the WTR first edition boxes I bought was explicitly to help finance someone getting to Pro Tour 1, I believe. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. So I bought the box. It was a discount for me. It was enough capital for him, and he was able to go. So it worked out nicely. So that sort of thing does happen around now. I don't think that's an answer to all these, but I think it might be for some of these. Anyways, ARC is down 20%. So 82% decline, right? Cut in half almost. 20% decline on ARC cases, first edition cases. And I have a little bit of sad, spicy news, which I'm sure a lot of you know about. So anyways, we were seeing it 8,000, 7,500, 6,000, now down to 5, down 20 more percent. Most of you probably saw that Card Shop Live posted first edition boxes for one day only, 24-hour period or so, for $1,000 a box. Note that didn't have any impact on the actual box prices, but I'm guessing if you put in 4 on there, you got a case, meaning a lot of downward pressure on these cases. You could have gotten it for $4,000, cheaper than even this. So TCG players reflecting still a premium on the rarity, but down to the market price that Card Shop Live set. Ouch. All right, moving on. Crew first edition cases down 5.13%, 1598. That's not huge. This is kind of within market variance, especially considering how much it's moved back and forth. And if you consider a lot of potential dumping of stuff being a factor, which it feels like it is to me. That's kind of my economic theory here. This isn't that bad. Mon first edition case 9.25% down to 389. That's a bit of a steal when you consider the cold foils are still selling nicely. Tales of Aria down to 8.99% to 278. This is not unusual. This is right in our range that we've been bouncing around. This is actually one of the only ones that's in pattern. This is just back and forth like we've been watching for weeks. So that one's not surprising, but it is also Tales of Aria first. Another bright spot, Everfest is up by 10.17% to 236. Again, we're seeing a back and forth volatility around these products. Uprising didn't move, so notable, down a couple bucks, but it doesn't really count because it will go back up tomorrow or day after, whatever, because map. Yeah, crazy stuff. So Arcane Rising was down to 1,000 a box. It is now listed as 1,700 a box, so keep that in mind when considering how right this price is. You cannot get it for 1,000 a box. It was only there for about 24 hours on Card Shop Live. They sent out an email blast. They've been doing it all week. What do they call it? God, it's a terrible name, or at least I see it. Customer loyalty deals or something like that. This is customer loyalty. It's dumping your product on the market and slamming things. Rudy put a video out because I guess they did it for one of the Kickstarter. I saw yet another one they did it for. I think he mentioned Akora. I missed that. I didn't see that, but I saw D-Spirit on there, which is a Kickstarter. So some of these Kickstarter games are getting crushed by Card Shop Live, just dumping product. It's a thing. It's happening. It's unfortunate. It's probably part of the consolidation and, inventory consolidation, that sort of thing. It's part of the business of acquisitions. It's ugly. It is temporary, so I would not freak out, but, not financial advice. Freak out if you want to. I am not freaking out. In fact, I'm just looking for deals, and there are quite a few here, so worth keeping an eye on. But again, and as always, do not put money into cardboard that you need for your rent. Do not leverage. Do not credit card. Do not, take care of your housing and food and bills second to cardboard, because anything that you're buying now, while it is probably a very solid deal, or I see it as a solid deal for myself, it won't be a fast return. You're not going to triple your money overnight. This could be years. So it's a long-term consolidation plan is the only way where spending money on this stuff makes sense, and you have to be 100% okay with getting punched in the face the next week when it goes down another 10%, which I am personally. As always, not financial advice, but this is how it works. When there's blood in the streets, man, that is the time. And this is the bloodiest street I've seen since I've been watching Flesh and Blood. First edition products across the board down that much. That is crazy. So yeah, keep that in mind. Another thing to report that I thought was interesting is Dynasty booster boxes. We talked about it last week. They were selling for over MSRP even, not even MSRP, they were over MSRP. They're down to map. So like I said last week, hold off, wait a minute, hold up, like Rudy likes to say, hold up, wait a minute, because now they're map the next week. So there's no reason to jump in on pre-sales. If you have a favorite supplier like a Rudy kit, or which I like because I get a discount for it, or Team Covenant, which I also like because I like to make sure I get at least a couple cases, so I get one from Rudy, one from them. And they give extra promos, mats and stuff. I like mats. I have a whole wall of mats, so I enjoy it. For me, it makes sense. I am overpaying probably for the Rudy one. Team Covenant is at map, so I'm not for that one, and I get promos and stuff, so very happy with those. Makes sense if that is a situation that you can afford. If you're looking for the best price, wait. You'll probably be able to get it at map well into its release, just because the nature of the situation that we're seeing in the world right now, macroeconomically. So that's where that is. Let's jump over to the cards, and of course I'm in the wrong thing. Let's do this. Best selling. Oh, actually, real quick, I did want to point out, no, of course it doesn't work. All right. I did want to point out that of the best selling, it's right here, we have Arcane Rising First Edition. Pretty surprising because First Edition Arcane Rising, we've had no sales on forever and ever and ever. We have 2 sales at 5,000. So these are actually moving for the first time that I have seen. We've seen the prices shift around. We've seen these things come up, go down, all that stuff. The whole time this chart wasn't here, and this was grayed out, and this was grayed out because there were no sales. Now we have 2 sales at $5,000 in the past few days. So this is for real. This is not a drill. It is selling at $5,000 a box. There is 2 more boxes at that price listed. It goes back up to 7. And this is above what Card Shop Live just sold it for. So these might just be people that bought them on Card Shop Live and are selling them immediately. Who knows, right? Just thought that was interesting because it is a for real thing. This usually is on the second page of the best selling along with WTR. And so when I saw it on the front, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Anyways, let's jump through some other things. Stormstrider still holding at 120 again. Let's see how Crown of Providence Cold Foil is doing. Sorry, I'm used to looking at this with the thing pulled out, but it doesn't quite work on the screen the way I want. Yeah, 234, they're climbing. Okay, yeah, so I don't think this will go down. Oops, sorry. They are climbing, and they are for real climbing. 231, 234. So they are climbing, and they are going into the new set. So I imagine people are seeing this as a very good piece going forward, and we probably will not get a further dip, as I suspected. I did pick one up. I finally did pull the trigger on it because I saw that this was just going to continue to go up. Maybe there's a crash. It's possible there's another generic headpiece. And then, yeah, I made a mistake. Big deal. Findel Spring Tunic, probably because of the tournaments. It's the only thing I can think of. This is the standard version, so nothing special there. E-Strike, everyone loves that. Toma Findel again, everyone loves that. Let's see. It's interesting that this is moving. Let's see if there's any sales in cold foil. There are. Okay, so cold foils are moving. Yeah, we're starting to get a little tip back up here. I knew this was going to happen. I was hoping I'd get to see the crash happen as we get into... Oh, come on. Oh, because I selected that. There's so many filters on this thing now. They've, like, the way the releases came out, it's, like, screwed up TCG Player. Anyways, so 220... Yeah, 218 was the low, and it was in the 260s before that. So, yeah, we're starting to tip back up into these 20s from 18. It's still close enough to the low that if you're grabbing it around this price, that is the lowest it's been. It's hard to say if this will keep going lower because we don't really have an idea of print runs for 2.0. But if this was Tales of Aria, it did go lower. If this is... let's see, what else would there be? Monarch, I don't think it ever hit this low. Maybe it did for a little period. And then the older stuff, it never got this close. So it always went higher and higher because that was the hype time frame. So this may be as low as it goes. I'm still going to hold off until the doldrums of this product, which would be the first few weeks of the new product, and see if I can pick up a steal on people basically trying to dump some cards from the old set to afford stuff on the new set. We shall see. I'm less and less confident in this strategy, but nothing serves as a better reminder than actually going through the experiment and feeling the pain of mistaken theories and theses. Theses? Is that a word? I don't know. This is still dipping, so this one's good to hold off on. Yeah, it's just come down over time. So I'm going to keep off on that one. That's probably pretty nice. Yeah, none of the rest of these cards are really uprising. Shuko's down. Actually wanted to check on Ghostly Touch. Let's get it over to the filter by uprising here. Let's see where Ghostly Touch, because that's consistently been like one of the cheaper pieces of equipment, so it gives you an idea of kind of the range of the market. I'm gonna go and do all these button clicks because their charts aren't good. Makes me very sad. All right, yeah, it's still falling. Yeah, we haven't seen a bottom yet. It has not tipped back up, so it's continuing to fall. Yeah, I think the philosophy holds up. I think the theory will hold up for the majority of the cards, and if you consider the buy early to make sure you have it philosophy versus wait until the doldrums of the set into when the next set releases, I think ultimately the price savings on the mini cards that are lower value will outstrip the price savings on the 1 or 2 cards that are higher value than hitting the very perfect bottom after release. So, for example, the hat, right? You know, you had that little dip in the beginning. It's like if I buy everything at that point, I'm going to lose more money, or rather buy so much over where the market value is, versus how much I'll save by getting everything else at their low and then paying a little extra for that one. So I'm still sticking with the philosophy. I think it's overall a good, sound strategy. Let's check on our dragons, 154. So they're just kind of holding solid, huh? I don't see any of the other ones there. Oh, there it is, Donna Dominia, 146. Yeah, they're just kind of hanging out at 150s. Wow, that's really cheap. I don't have that either. So that's super savings. Wow, that's still up there. Okay. Surprising. You haven't done card by card analysis in a while. Do you guys see? Oh, wow. Why is it all the way? Oh, it's just not popular, right? This is by best selling. So it's still at 168. So now it's back up at the higher end of the dragons. Anyways, let's jump over to the charts. That's where that is. Pretty interesting stuff to see at this point. These charts are going to be bonkers. So let's get through the unlimited. That was relatively boring. Still a bit of a price, sorry, not a price premium, an arbitrage opportunity here. Not by much though. Like again, not worth it. 57 to 61, so $4. Let's move through them rather fast. ARC is at parity. Definitely no arbitrage there. Crew is now at arbitrage of $3. Sorry, you can't quite see that. Mon is, wow. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. It stayed under so long. Look at this. That is nuts. So your case premium is gone for the long term. So that month, 2.5 months, the case premium has been gone on Monarch Unlimited. That's crazy. I know people don't like this product. Maybe it really was like super overprinted. Or maybe, you know what it could be? These are the cases are being dumped by the big holders that were basically speculating on it during that period, like your Channel Fireball, which is Card Shop Live. So they're probably hard dumping cases because they have them in cases. They're not going to break them open to sell them by single box. Selling the cases hard, pushing the price down on the case, giving this... Wow, that's nuts. That's crazy. All right, get to see some fun stuff live. All right, Tales of Aria is $6. Not a great arbitrage. Everything is arbitrage. Yeah, this indicates like a distributor. Oh yeah, there's no Everfest Day. This indicates a distributor dump, or not a well, it could be a distributor or a mass store like a Card Shop Live, because it's a hard pressure on cases, and the boxes are sitting at normal market prices and not really going crazy. I mean, they're getting dragged down by the boxes or the cases, but they are not leading this, right? This is the cases being dumped under value to get them off of inventory, probably in lieu of or in preparation for consolidation of inventories and storage facilities, things like that. This is crazy. This is the lowest premium we've ever seen. This is WTR cases. What the heck? I can't believe we're talking about WTR first edition cases having price movement. This is nuts. This is nuts. All right, let's see how ARC looks. Arc lost its premium, so it is at parity and falling off, which I guess we'll see how that goes. Yeah, this is just cases. This is distributor dump. That's what that is. That's indicative of the cases. People have pallets and pallets somewhere, and they're just pushing them onto the market. And that's the speculation here, because nobody's taking the time to open the boxes and sell them individually. No one's optimizing for cash gain. They're optimizing for inventory space. And inventory removal is what it looks like, and we're seeing it here too. Yeah, everything's turning inverse. It's got to be just distribution dump level things. I don't think this is stores. Originally I was thinking maybe stores are hitting hard times, and maybe this is like some of them closing out and things like that. Now I'm not. Now I'm more thinking this is distributor level or large shop, maybe, Card Shop Live style stuff, which, that sale indicates that. This is an interesting hump here. That is an interesting chart pattern. So this is Mon, first edition cases. And this curve here, but the prices are maintaining a premium here. That's very interesting compared to the other ones that aren't holding that premium. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. Mon is a very interesting beast. And then remember, we talked about these bouncing back and forth in the channel. Same thing, and it's on cases because that's the supply-demand curve that's getting hit the most. Yep, flatlined, undervalued. Yep. That's I think our theory is correct here. If you have any info on this insider track, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear some more detailed thoughts on this. I am, not a professional in this space, nor do I have deep insights. But I do like looking at charts, and it's interesting to see everything this reversed premium. I guess you could also come to some conclusion, which I think is mad because the rest of the data doesn't support it, that, Flesh and Blood is dead, right? There's no case premium anymore because it's just a player's game, and players really just want boxes, not cases, which is, that's something you could say. But when you throw in the channel, the Card Shop Live sale, and you throw in the economic situation, so maybe stores are also dumping some of the product, although I think they mostly have them in boxes, not sitting in cases. I could be wrong on that. If you work at a LGS and you carry fab, let me know if you carry all of your supply in cases, or do you have them in boxes kind of sitting on the shelf? Because when I go to my LGSs, there's always like 4 or 5 boxes sitting on the shelf, and I'm pretty sure that's their stock. They might have maybe a case in the back, or 2, but then as they crack that last case, they order some more. That's how I imagine it. I could be wrong, and I'd love to hear if I was wrong, because, assumptions are foolish if you have no data. I'm just using the data of my eyeballs at an LGS, and that is not very good data, right? So the more info out there, the better. So anyways, that is it for today. If you enjoy this content, which I hope you do, let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will be working on some Pokemon stuff. I actually had a release this week. It wasn't going to be much, just showing you how I get this data and how I correlate it and how I get it all together. I have a bit of a new technique I've been using on the Pokemon thing, but the video got screwed up and corrupted, so I went to release it and it didn't work. So I deleted it and wasn't able to re-record it. Didn't have the time to go back through it. It was a little bit nerdy, a little bit technical, not very hard to do. It's just I didn't get around to it. So probably do it next Monday. We will not be doing charts for a while. I only have, as of next Monday, 4 weeks of data. 1 month of data just creates useless charts. It's pointless to look at. Also doing a slightly different way, so the chart part hasn't been worked out yet. The data grab has. So I will probably go over the how I do it to kind of intro the Pokemon stuff. But we won't get real about chart explanations until probably 2 months of data. So another 4 or 5 weeks, call it. We'll put some charts together. We'll show some patterns. We'll do the same sort of thing. So if you're into Pokemon, check that out. Share it with your other Pokemon friends when that comes around. But wait another month or so. I'd rather have some content up so people, have something to actually look at, right? It's kind of boring if it's just like, I'm going to do Pokemon content. See you next month, right? That's boring. It will be on a different day, so you don't have to worry about it. If you don't like that, you just come here on your regular Thursday morning coffee. You look at the charts. The Pokemon is going to be Monday, so they'll be separated quite a bit. So you won't have to worry about it. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, let me know. Yeah, I hope you're out there cracking packs. I hope you're excited for upcoming events. We got SCG Con here in Philly soon, so I'm going to go to that. That'll be fun, along with Tommy and a lot of people from our local shop. Very excited to do that. And yeah, that's it for now. See you next time.